Turn it on. Done. Save. All right, back to, I need to go to the studio. All right, we are live, so it says with an excellent connection. And if you can guess what I'm doing, you'd be right. What am I doing every night? I'm still sanding. This time, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to detail sand this. And by detail sand, I'm going to do the open bays, and I mean get them so I only got to do it this one time. So it's going to take a while. So if you are bored, you'll be really bored by watching me sand these open bays. I need to sand these until they're completely flat. I probably should use more than 2,000. But the problem is, there's not much paint on this airplane. So if I go into it with 1,000 grit or 1,500, I could easily sand through the clear and be stuck having to put more paint on it. And I don't want to do that. So we'll just sand it up and get what we can get with 2,000. And we'll sand for an hour. I'll eat dinner and I'll continue to sand. But, you know, I only got, let me put it to you this way. This airplane was started after the Nats last year. And it's just now making its way online, so to speak. We're just going to get around to trimming it out. 6 views and 3 likes, 2 likes, whatever. So I'm just getting around to rubbing it out, trimming it out. The Thunderbolt's hanging on the wall, it's drying out. Of course, it needs clear yet. I mean, there's a lot to do for that, but it won't see service till next year, more than likely. You know, I told my friend, Dan Winship, I said, Danny, this was 6 months ago, maybe longer. I said, you better get after it, because the Nats will come around quicker than you think. It takes a full year to get ready for the Nationals. For me, it does. And I'm a fast builder. So if you intend on flying any of these big events or whatever, you should always have one in the works at all times. I'm already thinking about another airplane. But I'm not sure how I want to do it. I was looking in AMA magazine that I normally cut up, but I saved this one, that Joe Daly was doing some type of molded fuselage, but they were doing fully sheeted wings because our wood is getting so crappy. So I'm thinking about either a composite airplane or a molded ball set, completely molded, where there's no blocks on it at all. Like this one was this airplane was done with a top block and hollowed, and you can get, I can get them pretty light, but you can't get them as light as complete molded. So I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about a built-up stab like I did in the 90s. A lot of work. It takes as long to build a stabilizer as it does to build a wing, but they are lighter. This airplane, I reweighed it when I got home. You know, we took the prop off and I added tail weight. It's still 60.5 ounces. It's not quite where I want it to be. I like to be in the 50s. I flew one airplane at the Nats that Wendy took a tape of. That was my Viper 6, I think. It had a PA-65 on a pipe. It was 49 ounces. I should never have converted that to electric. Ruined that airplane by converting it to electric. But I'm always trying the latest, greatest stuff. You know, everybody was talking about how great electric was. To me, that ain't it. I'm a gearhead. I like engines. I think the worst thing about electric is, let's go flying. Oh wait, I gotta charge my batteries. I'll see you out there in a couple hours. Okay, I got one bay done. I got one bay done. Well, it's not even really done. Still could use some more. Got to stay off the cap strips. Otherwise you could sand right through the paper. I'm looking for a frosty finish. It looks frosty. Yeah, they call it boning out. That frosty finish will shine the best because it's getting all the low spots, you know, taking all the high spots down. I will probably hand rub this instead of machine rub it, because I don't want to go through the cap strips. $15, yeah, sure, buddy. Okay. Okay, on to bay 2. Let's get a piece of paper here. Not very exciting. Not very exciting at all. Well, we're making some headway, I guess. I just wonder how many sandings it's going to take. You got to ask yourself, are you willing to do this? I know some of you guys just watch to see if I'm going to screw up, which I do screw up from time to time. Get all the shinies off of it. When my dad came to the Nats with me the one year, the Continental that looked like this that I'm replacing, I sold it to a guy on the farm. It had urethane on it. My dad said, that thing just glistened coming over the top. It was so beautiful because of the patriotic paint job. He was a World War II vet. Greatest generation. The way I see it, we're going to be in some kind of big problem here shortly anyway. We're going to have to do that again. But with all these wokesters, are we going to have the backbone? Oh no! Sacrifice. 2 bays done. Let's go for the 3rd, I guess. we're going to be in trouble with Esper and Millie in there. Millie belongs with Herbert Hoover. J. Edgar Hoover. We've got rid of all our good generals. Now you guys can't see this, and you don't think it makes a difference, but this makes a huge difference. If you look into this thing, it looks kind of sandy or powdery or whatever. And if you can get all that flat and then polish it up, it shines just like this leading edge. It looks like Monocoat. But there's many hours of doing this. I mean, I'm expecting 40 hours of sanding here to get it ready. Plus I have that other one to do, so we'll let that one hang on the wall and let the paint cure a little longer, and we'll work on this one. Any questions, guys? Give me something to work on. You guys just watching me sand doesn't give me anything to talk about. This is your time to ask me the questions. There are no dumb questions. There's plenty of dumb answers, but there are no dumb questions. If you want to know why I keep wiping this, is to see if we're flat yet. You can't tell with the water on it. They sell a little, you can't use it on this, but if you have a foam wing, they sell a little square rubber squeegee you can squeegee with. But you can't use it on open bays because you probably end up tearing the tissue. Another quart of paint on this, it'd be a real beauty. And of course, it'd be another 6 ounces heavier. She'd be need 66 ounces. Be a turd. One quart of paint equals 6 ounces, or thereabouts, as long as you do this sanding. You get if the more you sand, the lighter it is. We did a 4.5 ounce finish on that airplane. Of course, I'm not taking into account that I did cut them wheel doors off, so probably a 5 ounce finish. But the finish on it is not as nice as this one because of the sanding. You know, that was a refinish. Wasn't from scratch. This one was from scratch. So this one hasn't appeared at any contest yet. So that's why I've kind of decided to drag this one out and see if I can get it trimmed up. Changing propellers and weights and so on and so forth. I mean, it flew all right, but it had that nose heavy feeling. That I don't like that. So I'm gonna go tomorrow and buy me some solder, some 1/8" pipe solder. I'm gonna undo that spaghetti solder and add some more back there and see if I can't put some more tail weight on it and see what it needs. Once I figure that out, I'll get some lead sheet from John and cut the fuselage open and sink in the lead sheet back there. But here again, concentrated weight. It doesn't matter which end it's on, it's no good. We got 13 ounces of sinker in the motor, plus prop, plus pipe, plus tank, plus muffler. So you got 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 ounces of concentrated weight in the nose. That's a third of the weight of this airplane. Stingray, or Wayne, says, it seems like you do not use That's a good question. The reason why, first off, this is not a, like my Super Tigers are not normal Super Tigers. They're ABC liners. So they're more like a piped engine. More like this PA-75. The reason for running high RPM is like going up the hill in first gear in your car. So the propeller is nothing more than the gearing on the transmission. So if you put it in first gear and you rev the engine up, you're going to go up the hill at full power and the motor's not going to wind up. If those old 2.4 brake motors, when you nose them up, they break into a 2-cycle. When the wind comes up, they wind up real fast. That's because you're running it at a gearing, a 6-pitch prop or 5-pitch prop or whatever you're using. You're running it at a gearing so that the motor is performing at a low RPM. When it noses up, it breaks into a 2-stroke, 2-cycle, and it'll wind up. So what you do is you lower the gearing and raise the RPM of the engine to get the same lap speed. Of course, there's other things that you can do to adjust your lap speed to fine-tune it, and that's with line length. For every foot of line, you add a tenth. So if you're running 60-foot lines and you're flying a 5-second lap and you want to fly a 5.2 lap without changing the propeller because you feel that the motor is in its power band, you add 2 foot of line, and it'll fly 5.2. If you're flying 64-foot lines and the motor's not in the optimal power band, you can raise the RPM and lower the pitch to get you into that consistent lap time. You know, you want the airplane to travel level flight and maneuvers at the same speed. So I hope that made sense. So you don't change your timing. And the timing I'm talking about is the timing in your handle to do maneuvers. There's a lot of science in this. Not that I'm a science wizard. I mean, if you want to talk science, you talk to a guy like Brett Buck. But there's a lot of science in this. And everything I know, I've learned trial and error. Lots of error. But would you rather go to a doctor who went to school and learned out of a book? Or would you rather go to a doctor who performed a dozen heart surgeries and made mistakes? I think I'll take the guy who's had hands-on experience instead of book learning. And that's why Billy is such a good guy to talk to. He knows stuff that I see guys, I don't know, they might think it works. You know, like they put the turbulators on their wings or whatever. And if it makes them feel good about flying it, okay, great. I don't see it doing anything. They put pinking tape on the stabilizer. Okay, whatever. Only thing I found that works is build the airplane lighter. You won't need to have all that garbage. Hinge tape and all that crazy stuff. But you talk to guys like Hunt and Walker and those, they swear by it. No, thank you. I told that story about Bob Whiteley convincing me to put hinge tape on my S6B Supermarine. I almost hit the ground. That damn thing wouldn't turn worth a damn. Controls bound up. There'll be no more hinge tape for me. But you do what you want. If it helps you and you feel good about doing it, more power to you. I can't argue with success. If it works for you, knock yourself out. It doesn't work for me. I don't recommend it, but see, what this hobby is everybody wants to follow the leader. Not me. I don't care what the leader's doing. I want to go out and fly my airplane, have a good time, sit it down on the tarmac, have it look good without 10 million pounds of weight. I just drug that sandpaper over there and scratched that leading edge. Fortunately, it's only 2,000 grit sandpaper. It'll buff out. Man. Let's do this. This is 3,000. One more bone out on this leading edge. This blue looks so good in the sunlight. It's just like black. It's glistens. when it's polished. And it will take some rubbing to get this thing shiny. When I was a kid, we used to go to Thrifty Mart, which was our local supermarket. And, you know, you'd see Popular Mechanics, Boy's Life, some of them magazines that we got as kids. They were a dime, I think they were. And they'd have soapbox derbies in there. And they said they were built out of orange crates. I ain't buying it, because I used to go to Thrifty Mart and buy orange crates for a dime or a nickel or whatever the hell they were. And I would try to build those soapbox derby cars. They never looked like what was in the magazine. Of course, I could do it now, but it wouldn't be out of orange crates. I believe they had their dad's help. My dad didn't help me. Matter of fact, what made me think of that was I was hammering nails, and they would always bend over. You know, I'd bend them over, and my dad saw me do that a few times, and I said, I can't get him to drive in. He said, you must hit it with determination. You know what? He's right. He was right. So that's what this exercise is determination. Determination to make it the absolute nicest that I can make it look with what I got. It's not perfect, but it will look as nice as it can look for what I got. And when I set them down on the line, they look as good as everybody else's. And if you go to the National sometime and look at the top airplanes, they all look like they were built by the same guy. Because lots of them were built by the same guy, but the ones that weren't, because there's only really one way to do this and do it right. And I've shown everybody on my channel how I do it. Whether you do it that way or not is entirely up to you. My way is just one way. Oh, I gotta get off that. It's starting to show some white. So we can't rub there no more. Okay, that was 2 and 3,000. Let's go to 5,000 now. That's 3. That's 5. I'm going to have to go to the store tomorrow and spend another $40 on paper. These are about $10 a piece. These 2 and 3,000 pads. I need to buy 2 of each, I guess. That's $40. Because even if you keep them wet, they lose their cutting ability. I also need to buy some magic jizz too. I think we've done pretty well getting it boned out this time. This is like the 4th go around on this panel. And if it needs it again, I'll do it again. Lay off there. I'm going through ink. "31 views. That turned out pretty good. Oh, there's a spot right there we need to get out. If you were here, you could see there's a little tiny dot about the size of the head of a pin right there. Will that polish out? Maybe. Will that show in the shine? Most definitely. Got it. Oh, still there. Damn. Damn. I gotta be careful because there ain't much paint on this. I can rub it right off, all of it right off. I want to go just far enough. Well, that'll do. If I go any farther, I could go through the paint. I don't want to do that. So let's see if I can bring it up. Now, as you're looking at this, compare it to the other side. That side's shiny. This side is shiny, but it's a satin shiny. It's boned out. I hope this propeller works. If it throws a blade off, I'm going to have to stick my hand over the intake. I'll know pretty damn quick. That's smooth. Okay, let's get the compound. I'm gonna do the spinner yet. That was a good question on the flight speeds. Hopefully this will pull up. Hopefully we can pull her up. Like I said, about the first time you do this, you go, man, I ruined my finish. Yeah, it'll be fine. Now you can hand rub this. It just takes longer. Lenny! Three weeks to Brodex. I'll see you there, Len. I'll rub them open bays by hand. And I don't want to take a chance of beating them up. Thanks for the detailed answer. I don't fly anymore, but I love to watch and see the technology and craftsmanship in this great hobby. Yeah? Well, why don't you fly anymore? Health problems, balance problems. We'll get you a chair to fly from. Boy, that really came up nice. I wish the camera would do it justice, but it won't. Okay, somebody said something else. Let's see what they have to say. Yeah, we'll need some good flying weather. Hopefully Every year it rains at Rodax. Every year the wind is at Rodax. But you know what? Even through all the BS, it's a great time. We get quite a bit of flying in. You just gotta fly through the raindrops. Eddie. That's Eduardo. You have to make them. You have to make those hinges. The ones that I use, you make them. And if you look on my, go to my channel and search for pocket hinges, there's detailed video on how to do them. And they are the freest hinge you'll ever use. Oh, I know what we could do tonight. I wanted to look at it anyway. You heard us today, John and I, talking about these wheels. They aren't very... They rattle, you know, they're sloppy. I believe it's because that the bushings are metric and the wire's standard. And they're just, you know, too much slop in them. Even if you tighten the wheel collars up, the wheels rock back and forth. I got about 5 videos on pocket hinges because everybody wanted to know about them. Let's add a little bit of this jizz on there and see what happens. That's the ultimate. Oh, it's still in the box. You can really shave out of this now. That's the way it's supposed to be. Of course, the other side's shiny, but I'm getting the imperfections out of this. Let's see. Let's look at that. Let's see what I can do there. Now this side is shiny, don't get me wrong, but not as shiny as that side. And the more you rub, the shinier it'll get. I need that, let me get that finishing compound. This is that magic stuff that I talk about, the 3M Finesse It. I think 3M should sponsor me. Things that most of the products I use are 3M. All the tapes, all the rubbing compound. Well, except for the Meguiar stuff. All the sandpaper. Use the best quality stuff you can get because it'll save you headaches. Okay, let's see here. You made a few and installed on a stiletto. They work great. You bet. Now, I had a guy laser cut me, or not laser, but pin route, a whole bunch of them for me. I don't know where my box is. I don't even see them here. Oh, here they are. I have enough. I think for 40 bucks, he pin routed me a few dozen. I got enough for a few airplanes. There's what they look like. It's a little lollipop. Where'd it go? Back over here. the little lollipop, 1/8" plywood. Then I bush them up with brass eyelets. These are hard to find. I need the 1/8" eyelets out of here if I got them. I'm going to push 4 eyelets in the wheels. Yep, I got them. No, those aren't 8. Well, maybe they are. Yep, 1, need 4 of them. 2, 3, 4. And don't ask me where to get the eyelets, because you got to search for them just like I did. Because I didn't write it down. I just search for them online and find them and have them sent. Some you have to get from eBay, some you have to get from Amazon, some you have to get sourced out from someplace else. So we got 4 of those. Let's see if we can force them into that hole. I want to get these things straightened out. Boy, I got a lot of dirt on it. Oh shit. Oh shit. Let's see if I can get that out of there now. I broke the head off one of my Allen bolts. Might be hard to get out. Well, you know what? Before I get too crazy on that, let's try to get that out of there. Getting that out of there, let's try it and see if it's going to work. Okay, if you look at this wheel, it walks on there. It's really terrible. So, if I take these eyelets, make sure they fit over this shaft, they do, and force it into these holes. Don't have to force it. They're sloppy as hell. Might have to glue them in. Yeah, we'll just leave it. We'll just leave it sloppy. Oh, isn't that a bummer? I know what I want to do. I want to clean up that axle. Clean up the axle. Yeah, these are the best wheels you can get. Lightest, best looking wheels. They don't make them anymore. You can't get them. I have 6 sets plus spare tires, but that won't last forever, so we're going to have to look for something else. That's 180. Where's my 320? Should have a roll of 320 up here somewhere. Well, here's a partial roll. Nope, that's 180. What the hell's going on? 180, 180, 180. Oh, there it is. Hiding behind the rest of the crap. So, clean the axle. Yeah, it looks pretty good. What I do with the tire. There it is. Put a drop of dry slide on it. Put the wheel on. Another bushing here. Man, that's nice. Okay, so now we got to put the collar back on. Next, I'm going to have to figure out how to get that screw out of there. Ooh, man. Well, I can tell you this right now, well, let me tighten that up a little bit more. They roll so much smoother this way. They're still kind of loose, but they're better. Okay, let me see if I can find them little vice grips. I got a little bitty pair of vice grips. I need to grab the end of that screw. I masked the checkerboard. You can do it one of two ways. I use a sign plotter and I put them all out and I put them down and paint them all at the same time. The old way of doing it was you had to mask every other row. So you mask a row of checks this way and then skip that row and mask this row and paint those checks, wait for them to dry, and you go in reverse. Do it this way and this way and this way. It's a lot of work. But that's how we used to do it before the sign plotters. But now I just take some measurements. Figure out what I need to go hit my computer, and it prints out a sign plot, a mask, a stencil. It takes longer to pick the squares than it does to paint them. Okay. Them little vice grips ain't over there. So, let's see if we can find them. There's some blades. Well, they might be in here. I doubt it. I found some more sandpaper. Great. So I don't need to buy any more. There's a pack of 1,000, a pack of 2,000. Okay. So I had this in mind. See in here? No, they ain't in here. Look on this side here. These are baby vice grips. They're about 2 inches long. And they're real vice grips. Cutest little pair of things. Perfect for what I'm going to do with them. If I can find them. Man, I got so much crap. I think I've seen him in this drawer. Come on. I just know I'm not going to be able to get it with this. Another drill. Put that over here. Oh, the reason why it's out is it won't go in the hole. Drill that. Come on. I know you're hiding in here. Come out wherever you are. Ah, there's a knife I've been looking for. Well, I'll try to turn it with this, but I doubt it. No, I'm not going to be able to get on it with that. Ah, damn, I just cut the rest of the damn thing off. Shoot. So now what do? Them aluminum screws are good for weight, but they're not really strong. Okay, come on. Let's figure something out here. Ah, nope, this is my prop tool. Thought I found them. I didn't. Black tape. Got these Tetra wheels. These Tetra wheels, they're cool, but they're heavy. They're heavier. They were $50 a pair when they first came out. I don't know what they were now, but I think I paid $50 for them. Man, if I don't find them little vice grips, I won't be able to twist that off of there. Well, it looks like I'm destined not to get that right now. I don't, want you guys to wait for me to find a pair of vice grips. Any of you guys ever try these Enya number 4 glow plugs? That thing is, they're short reach. Why isn't that a pisser? Well, I guess I'm not gonna be able to find that. Enya number 4. Those were good in OS32F. Sparky, you use more fine sandpaper than most people on the planet, but your planes are awesome. Thank you, Len. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna be able to find them little pliers. At least not now, right? Not this second. We'll have to figure something else how to get that off of there. The only good thing about using the aluminum screw, taking that off, I'll grab onto it and I'll just twist it off and then put a new collar on it. I want to get these to roll better than this though. These are still kind of loose. They're better than what they were though. Yeah, about twice as good as they were. Let's see, we're on this camera. If you watch this wheel here, you can't see it from there now. Rolls pretty. This is the bushed wheel that rolls pretty damn good. This one here is the non-bushed wheel, the one that wobbles. Like on ball bearings. Let's see here. Precious balsa, yeah. Listening and building. Well, that's good, Charles. I can't even find my clines that I can grab onto that thing and twist it off. The bad thing is I know damn well they're in this drawer. But there's so much crap in this drawer. What I'm going to have to do is just take a few hours out and empty all these drawers out and separate the tools from the parts and the knives and I got paint stir sticks in this drawer. I get them from work for free, so because I know damn well that little pair of vice grips is in this box. And I won't find them until I don't need them. I don't think my Z-bend pliers will pull that off. It might. I turned it around. I don't think I can pull it off with these pliers. Here it comes. I got it. Now I got another pair of pliers down there. So now I gotta look through my crap and see if I got another wheel color. What I'd like to do is tune up these Banner wheels and run Banner wheels on it. That would be so cool, but these things are heavy. They weigh 1,000 pounds. This is what we used to run in the 60s though. Grab the collar with a pair of lineman pliers and Len, I was way ahead of you. But I don't have any lineman pliers here, so I was looking for my vice grip, so I used Z-bend pliers to grab it. Let's sand that up. Maybe I ought to put steel in there instead of aluminum. I hate those little set screws. I take them out and put 440s in them. I don't think I have another 1/8 inch collar. I think I only have 3/32, so I'd have to drill it out, which I could do. Thinking about renting me a storage shed and moving this stuff to storage, some of this crap. The only bad thing is I do that, I'll need something. I have to go to the storage locker. Okay, please be a wheel collar in here that I can use. Yep, there's one. Ask and ye shall receive. Come out of there. I think we're going to change over to steel instead of them stupid aluminum ones. Aluminum bolts. I'll have to cut them down a little, I think. But I'm tired of them breaking off. That's like the second one I've broken off. And for the weight that it adds, it ain't worth messing with. There we go. Got that fixed up. Dry slide now. We ain't gonna have that problem again, not with a steel 440. I have to cut them down, though. I'll do that later. that's so much nicer. Why didn't I do it sooner? Okay, now I need the ball driver. Where did it go? We have one here, so that'll work. Too tight. Can we still find the pipe muffler using on this bird? This pipe is made by Casminato, and I don't think he's making anything anymore. But there it is right there. Where are we at? Let me give you an overhead shot. It's this shot right here. It's a Cas muffler. It weighs about 1.25 ounces. Doesn't weigh nothing. Super light. Lightest muffler you can get. They were $90. When you could get them, I don't know if you can get them now, but you might want to go on Casminato World, his website. You have to, he doesn't do anything in dollars, he does it all in yen. You have to convert yen to dollars. It's a pain in the ass. 25,000 yen or whatever, about $90. I don't think he's making any more fuel tanks. That's about $100 that's in here. But you never know. I met him about 30 years ago in Cincinnati. It's about 1991. So that's about 31 years ago. Hiki, his buddy, I've only met him probably 15 years ago. So much work left to do on this thing to get it right. If you, somebody was asking me about these big fillets on the nose. If you go to the channel, look for this build. What I need to do is really organize this stuff. You can see how I did these. These are 64th plywood glued on there and then super filled in. It's just like body work on a car. It's no different. We're going to stay on about another 10 minutes, and then I'm going to end the program. I think 8 hours of video for a day for you guys is plenty. And I don't know how much free work I can do. Shit. We'll make nothing. You know, when I'm over at John's, that's a lot of fun. We're cutting up and doing stuff. Didn't get a whole lot done today, but I definitely got done what I needed done. Got the spinner painted and a couple of spots touched up on this. I was going to do some rubbing over there, but I forgot the sandpaper, and that's just the rubbing, sanding. But that's okay. I'll be doing this till midnight. But if I don't have you with me, I can watch television and do this. Eat dinner, and then turn on the TV and sit here and watch TV and rub. Yeah, I can see the light up there. The camera, I mean. You could shave in this, no doubt about it. Usually that's left for spray shine. Stay away from urethane, guys. It's only a problem. It looks nice. It's easy to do. It's heavy. It's impossible to repair. At least with dope, if something happens to this thing and I need to repair something, I just tape it off, sand it, put a piece of tissue on it, start putting clear on it, paint it the color it needs to be, clear it out, rub it out, and you can't tell that you fixed it. You try that with urethane and you're in trouble. My old regimen of urethaning just the nose of the airplane, I quit doing because of dissimilar materials. I have painted urethane over the top of dope, and how you get that to stick is by using the thinner, the dope thinner as the reducer instead of reducer, and that adds the chemical bond that you need. Plus you need some tooth. But if it starts to peel off, it'll look like a Ford or Chevrolet with the paint, the clear coat peeling off. It's terrible. Poor adhesion. So just stick with dope and go through my regimen. And it'll look every bit as good as a, matter of fact, I think it'll look better than a urethane finish. It looks like a hand-rubbed baby grand piano. And that's just the look I like, you know. But if you like that plastic look, can't stop you. More power to you. But you won't build those 50 or 60 ounce airplane with urethane on it. No way. Okay, so we got these bays pretty flat. I didn't rub them tonight yet because I think I'm still going to sand on them some. I want to get this wing finalized tonight, so I'll go back and I got some 1500. I'll hit some of these spots and then come back and polish. Got to be super careful. The spot right there that needs whacked down. I sanded through a little red there. got a white dot. Gonna have to airbrush it or something to touch it up. Anyway, that's gonna do it. Any other questions for this evening? We got 5 minutes left for a Q&A. Do the best I can to answer the questions. No dumb questions, only dumb answers, and I probably got them all. Let's see what he says there. Oh, that's the pipe muffler. It's hard to believe that these propellers are so pricey. This wood propeller is $13. That's ridiculous. I'm not even sure it's going to work. I think it'll work. Educated guess. No guarantee. It's a 14.5 by 5.5 pitch. If not, I got the trusty old 3-blade I can throw back on there. Trying to get some of that weight off the nose. That propeller there weighed 3/4 of an ounce. Now this is a flatback prop. This doesn't have the drive that the other one has, but well, I got the other one too. We could weigh that up. I need to find my other prop. That's what I was looking for. Need to find that 2-blade Zor that we made. Anyway, this is a APC clone. It's a 14-inch by 5-pitch clone. It was 1 blade cut off, laid out into a mold, and made into a 3-blade. This is a flatback 3-blade carbon prop. These props weigh, carbon is not light. What the heck is going on here? Okay, the flatback prop weighs 1.5 ounces. Now this other one weighs 1.55, so they both weigh about 1.5 ounces, but this is half the weight, 3/4 of an ounce. It doesn't sound like much, but it's a lot. So to move my center of gravity, I took 3/4 of an ounce off the front, added 1/2 ounce on the back, so it just moved everything back. Otherwise, I had to add 2 ounces on the back. But I need to find that other propeller. I don't know what I did with it. This is a test prop. This is I don't know what this is. That's a big honkin' mama. Let's see, let's measure it up. It's gotta be 14 and above. Can't be a 13. Yeah, it might be. This one is a stiff mama, that's for sure. Stiff. Is this one longer? No, they're all the same length. This one here. This is an 8. This is a Bali. This is a 13.6 here. So this is a 14-inch prop. Okay, so might go with this one. Let's see what it weighs. There again, see, it's 1.5 ounces. It's too much weight. Oh, crap. The Bali is 1.25 ounces. This one here, 1.25 ounces. This one would be better. But I don't think it's long enough. This one here. Here we go. We're coming down to, this is a 1 ounce propeller. I need to work on this one. 1 ounce. This is a, I think this is a Phelps propeller, but I don't think it's long enough. Need to get a ruler on it. Ah, damn. This one might be long enough. This one might be a 14. $13 3/4. Not enough propeller for that big motor. Of course, we got these honkin' mamas. These are ridiculous. These are ridiculous. I'm just going to have to search around for that prop and see what I did with it. That's a 13. That's a 13 rev up. That's 13. Yeah. I got 15-inch rev up coming. Be here Tuesday. I'll cut 1/4 inch off each end and we'll knock her down to 14.5. I got another Zor coming. We'll see how that works. I just wish I could find that prop we made. We made some special for this thing. These props are $50 a piece. There's $100 there. What'd I do with them other ones? And I had more of them. I just had them. There we go. 150. That doesn't include the tube laders. There's $200 worth right there for a prop. That's Brian Ether. I don't know where that came from. That's a volley. Bad mold. Oh well, I'll look in the car, I guess. It's probably out there. Anyway, I'm going to kill the stream. I appreciate you guys watching. Well, lighter the propeller, the less gyroscopic precession. Less tail weight you got to use. Depends on the balance of your airplane, I guess. I wish I could use this prop. This prop here is beautiful, but I'm kind of scared of it. Might pull this airplane at warp speed. There's my little dragger. Just found some more Tetris. And I got all kind of Tetris. There's some big mamas there. Oh, these aren't Tetris. These are other wheels. Okay. No, it's landing gear. Oh, look in the car. No sense in keeping you hanging on. I kind of wanted to work on that prop. Here's one we made. 4-blade for my Thunderbolt. Needs to be cleaned up. Needs some work. Alright guys, like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines, all that good stuff. Brandon can go away. See ya.